Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about something a little different. We're going to talk about 3 fun ways we can learn to be more empathetic, aka 3 fun ways we can learn to be nicer to each other.
Traveling.
Vacationing is not the same as traveling because my ideal vacation is eating, sleeping, and swimming. I don't have any time to spend with other cultures or people. But when it comes to traveling, that could include just going to a different part of your city that you don't spend time at and maybe eat their food, which is a great way to learn other people's cultures, or playing sports, which is a great way to meet other people. And you start to empathize, you start to learn about other people who are not you. So that's great. Traveling can also include the stereotypical American who goes throughout a country and does like little jobs so he can keep going and learning more about the country. That's a great way to be more empathetic and to realize you're not the only person in the world. The other things that traveling does is just it informs you. It shows you how maybe the way you do things is not the only way to do something, and that really also brings a lot of intelligence because that helps your idea of problem solving, but it also makes you realize that everybody is very similar, or maybe something as simple as an empanada. An empanada in other cultures is not the same thing, but there are flavors that are very similar between my cultures and maybe like the Greeks, because they have a different food that's kind of similar to the empanada, which is like it's like something with spinach, which is pretty good too. But that's just an example to kind of show you what traveling does, going to different places. Not necessarily, you don't always have to have money to do it because that's one of the great detractors, right? People always say, I would love to travel, but I can't because I don't have money. So to just travel to the store, go to a local place, go to a local park, somewhere where you're exposed to different kinds of people. And maybe that will help you finally realize that you're not the only person in the world, which is great because you can make a lot of friends and you can be living a happier life by just learning to kind of care about other people.
Entertainment.
The second fun thing you can do is entertainment. If you watch movies or TV shows, just watch movies and TV shows from other cultures, other languages. You know what's something that a lot of people do, for example, is on near where I live, like near Astoria Park and Sculpture Park, which is a different park. They have these foreign movie nights where they're selling like different kinds of food, and then you can watch these movies in different languages. That's a really fun thing you can do with your friends. Just going out there, going to the park, and watching movies on in different languages, which can really expose you to different cultures and really talks about different things that have been happening at the same time as our own history in this country. So that's really great. Another thing you can do is Netflix. Netflix is really the king of watching foreign content. Sometimes things in French or Spanish or any other language is trending and it appears on the top 10 most watched list. And that's how I found out about stuff. For example, for me, I just go to Colombian movies or Colombian TV shows, and that's how I've been watching a lot of the movies and TV shows in on Spanish, specifically from Colombia. That's something that's really cool. I also do the same thing with Mexico and these other cultures as well, specifically Spanish. But the point is that when you watch this stuff, the movies and TV shows, you start to realize that you're not the only people, and you can be really entertained by these characters. And that's really the beauty of cinema and even TV shows, is that you can watch stuff and you really feel like you're them, or maybe sometimes you can feel like you're going through their experience, and by the end it's kind of hard not to relate to them. And if you're watching things from different cultures, different languages, then you start to realize how similar we are to all these people. It's just that maybe in this case we might need subtitles, which I find to be a modern marvel when it comes to human connection, bringing people from different countries together. Just subtitles. A words on the bottom that explains what they're saying so you understand. And maybe by just listening to what they're saying and looking at the words, you can kind of learn too. It's a better way to kind of learn something and have fun at the same time. And you become more empathetic because you see all these characters who were once based on people because somebody wrote them, and they go through the problems that sometimes might relate to your own problems in life. And there's no greater way to empathize than with people who have similar problems to ourselves. And the more similarities that we point out, that we see with each other, the more we realize that we're all just human. And that's a great thing. That's a really powerful tool, which also means that you have to be careful with what you watch. Try not to watch too many programs and movies from other countries that are made by the United States because that doesn't explain the full story compared to maybe having a foreign director making a foreign story, because they really understand it. But there are some standouts that really help explain ideas that you didn't think was possible. For example, on in Disney Plus, you got the movie Coco. You also got the movie Luca, which is that one is a movie that recently came out about an Italian sea monster who lives near the peninsula, near the water. And so that, for example, that movie is a really great commercial for that for those small towns that exist that use a lot of tourism. Because man, when I saw that movie, I was like, I want to swim in that water. It's so damn clear and beautiful. And the movie Coco, I believe the director is an American. He's not Mexican, and he brought a lot of their culture into life into these stories that are really interesting. And everyone's like, "Remember me." I'm just kidding. I don't actually sing like that. But like the point is that they brought those ideas and those cultures into the mainstream. But you also want to look at stuff from those other countries because that further fills in your ideas. So it's fine to look at both because I know that movies and TV shows can take some getting used to if the style is too different. I know that I went through that when I was on looking at film classes, going through film classes. I was like, this movie's too weird or something. But over time, I got used to it and I was able to watch more stuff that are really, really good, just in a different language. So yeah, that's movies and TV shows in the entertainment industry, how it helps us become more empathetic by just watching something a little foreign.
The internet.
This is just one of the greatest inventions ever done, bringing the whole world into a much smaller space because of things like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, in which everybody can say anything for the most part and cross countries doing it, making the whole world smaller and making one of the most important things that we always look for as people: connection and communication. And that's what it does. And if you maybe make friends online, for example, like a lot of people do nowadays, you got to be careful too because sometimes people do get catfished. So if you use the internet responsibly, you can really learn to be more empathetic because you learn people's cultures, people's lives, their thoughts, and sometimes you may relate. And that makes you finally understand why it's important to empathize because at the end of the day, no matter where you're from, we're all human. And that's a great tool, and it's a way to make this world a little more kinder and hopefully a better place.
In conclusion,
thank you for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate you guys. And if you want to add anything in the comment section below, maybe other ways that we can learn to be more empathetic and kind to each other, or maybe just whether you agreed with the 3 fun ways that I gave you here today, feel free to write in the comment section below. I really appreciate every single one of you guys who take your time to watch my videos. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never have to worry about missing a video again. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything. And hopefully we can make this world a little more empathetic, or at the very least, a little more kind.